Welcome aboard the Bitcoin Express. My name is Chase. Let's get to it. Over the last few years, people have been looking for news stories that fit their narrative when it comes to Bitcoin mass adoption. But the problem is these stories are not so significant and they did not carry a lot of weight. These were stories having to do with small mom and pop shops or small coffee cafes selling Bitcoin, or for example, French tobacco shops selling Bitcoin. Now, while this was a small step forward, they're not very convincing stories in regards to Bitcoin mass adoption. But from 2019 and moving forward, we have heard of Bitcoin mass adoption stories that have to do with blue chip companies and well-known legacy financial institutions. And these stories carry a lot more weight and are very significant. For example, Samsung, which is one of the most popular cell phone companies in the world, will integrate cryptocurrency into their Galaxy S20 model line. And this is so important because Samsung is a platform that many people use anyway. So since people are on this platform, since they have a Samsung, getting involved in cryptocurrency will be very easy. Same thing with something like Cash App, which is owned by Square. This is another application that many people use. People that might not have ever even heard about cryptocurrency, they're already on this platform. So now they have the option to buy and sell Bitcoin. It's made very easy. Another place that this is true is Robinhood, a very popular platform for trading stocks. You can now also buy and sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and other cryptocurrencies. And then when it comes to the financial world, Bakkt, which is a company created by the same parent company as the New York Stock Exchange, offers cryptocurrency services. And then of course, Fidelity, one of the most respected and oldest financial institutions in the world, has released their product, Fidelity Digital Assets. So these are platforms that already exist. People are already on them. So now when you integrate cryptocurrency, it makes it very accessible and easy for people to get involved. And then with the most recent news story, I actually made a video about this yesterday, along with everyone else in the crypto space. News reports or sources report that PayPal and Venmo are set to roll out crypto buying and selling to their 325 million users. Now, right after this, following this amazing news in terms of mass adoption, we just found out that you can now buy Bitcoin at CVS, 7-Eleven, and Rite. And this will be done through Bitcoin ATM operator LibertyX. And this option will be available in 20,000 retail locations around the US. Now, I know you might see on the thumbnail a Bitcoin ATM, and you might have seen other news stories or videos about a Bitcoin ATM in relation to this story, but it's a bit inaccurate, and I want to clarify that for you. So this service of these 20,000 new locations has nothing to do with a Bitcoin ATM. This is just an addition. These 20,000 new buying centers are in addition to the 5,000 Bitcoin ATMs that LibertyX already has established in the United States. This buying service of Bitcoin at 7-Eleven, CVS, and Rite will be fully over the counter with the use of the app. So you'll be able to download the LibertyX free app on your phone. You enter a Bitcoin address for deposit, and then you go to one of these participating retailers. So in this case, a 7-Eleven, a Rite or a CVS. You go up to the person, to the cashier, and you let them know you want to buy Bitcoin. They scan your barcode and you pay them with cash. So this isn't actually going to be done through a Bitcoin ATM. I'm sure many of these locations will have that Bitcoin ATM that you can buy from directly, but these new 20,000 buying centers will be done over the counter. And this is very important, very significant for two reasons. Reason number one is the same reason why Samsung, Cash App, and Robinhood having cryptocurrency is so important. These are already existing platforms. People daily go to places such as Rite, CVS, and 7-Eleven. You might be listening to this, and I can almost guarantee that you have been in one of these stores within the last month. So you're not asking people to go to a new store they've never been to. You're not asking people to travel somewhere they've never been to as well. They're going to these stores anyway, and now the option to buy Bitcoin will be very easy and accessible. And the second reason why this is so important for mass adoption is because this is marketing. Now when people go to these stores, 7-Eleven, CVS, and Rite, they may see the Bitcoin ATM in some of those stores, or while they're at the counter, they'll see some sort of advertisement or logo for Bitcoin. It can be bought here, and people will start to take notice of Bitcoin. Right now, most people have not heard of Bitcoin. You might be listening to this and thinking, of course they have, but this is more likely because you're in the space, so you're familiar with it. But most people, they have never heard of it. And even for those that have heard of the name, it stops right there. They just heard of the name. And when it comes to technology, you can have the greatest technology in the world. You can have the greatest product. You can have the greatest company. But if no one knows that it exists, it's worth nothing. So to have anything become successful, you do have to make sure that people know about it. So now all those people who never heard about it, or all those people who may have just heard of the name, will now start to grow some curiosity when they see advertisements for Bitcoin in these stores that they frequent every day anyways. And they'll start to look into it. Maybe, who knows, they'll look into it and they might not even like it. They might hate it. But at least in the end of the day, as I mentioned, they'll know that it exists. These stories of mainstream adoption of blue chip companies, legacy well-known financial institutions have been occurring quite often over the last year. And there will continue to be more stories, and I'll be here to make sure to cover those. I hope that you found value in today's video. If you like this content, go down below and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.